Hey everybody, welcome to Mr. Moon Designs. My name's Louisa. I'm super excited today because we're going to take a peek at the Curated Bead Box for the month of October, and then we'll jump right into a project. Now, if you're not familiar with that box, I'll leave some information down below in the description section of this video, along with a link to the website and a coupon code in case you're interested. And don't forget that I always leave timestamps down below in case you want to skip forward to any portion of the video. And as always, I'm going to model all the jewelry for you at the end of my tutorial, so please stick around for that. As you can see, we have two different pieces that can be worn as either a necklace or a bracelet. Right now I have the shorter one displayed as a 3-wrap bracelet, and the long one is a necklace doubled up with a front toggle clasp. Both of them feature an adorable honeycomb pendant or charm, depending on how you wear it. And then of course I'm going to make a pair of earrings to match. Overall, this jewelry is very versatile because of the different ways you can wear it. We're going to use a very simple crochet technique, so even if you've never done it, I'm sure you won't have any trouble. Whether you're a beginner or advanced, hopefully you'll enjoy today's tutorial, and I can't wait to show you how to make all this jewelry, so let's go ahead and get started. And here we have the Curated Bead Box for the month of October. As you can see, the name of the box is Honey and Spice. And here we get a little preview of what's in the box. Definitely 4 colors, it looks like. I love the picture of the bumblebee. It's so cute. And down here's a list of all the contents. And on the right are the codes for each one. Let me just slide it up a little bit so you can see the whole thing. But anyway, if you ever want extras from the box, you can always go to their website, dollarbead.com, and use these numbers to search for whatever you need. And by the way, it's a subscription box, and it goes for $20 a month. So let's go ahead and take a quick peek at what's inside. As you can see, we have tons of beads here, and we also have a couple of pendants or charms and some other metal components. I'm going to give you a quick glimpse of the glass beads. It's going to be super quick, and when I get done with that, I'll show you the Finding Starter Kit. And here we have the Finding Starter Kit. If you're brand new to jewelry making, you're going to appreciate this kit because it has a lot of the things you need to get started. It doesn't have everything, but it does have the basics. Let me show you. We have some beading wire, and I believe it's 7 strand, and there's about a yard's worth. We have some head pins, and these are flat head pins, and they're very thick, as you can see. We have some crimp beads. These are round crimp beads, they're not tubes. We have some ear wire hooks, and there's a total of 6, so that's enough for 3 pairs of earrings. We have some lobster clasps, and there's a total of 4, as you can see. We have some jump rings, and I think these measure 6.5 millimeters, something like that, but they're very thick, as you can see. I love using these. We have some stretch cord, and this is very thick stretch cord, which means it accommodates large beads. And we have some memory wire. There's enough there for at least 2 bracelets. And I think the diameter is 60 millimeters. And by the way, you get a Finding Starter Kit in every box, and it's either gold or silver. So now let me bring out everything and arrange it on my table so you can see the whole collection. So here's everything, minus the Finding Starter Kit. And as you can see, some of these strands are pretty long. This red one and this gray one are 16 inches long, so you get tons of beads. And as you can see, we have all kinds of sizes, so that gives you a lot of options. And I love that they included these seed beads. I think they're size 6/0, they're pretty large. But anyway, this gives you an idea of what comes in the Curated Bead Box. So now that we've taken a quick look, let's go ahead and jump into today's project. Here are the beads for today's project. I believe most of them are size 6/0 seed beads, or 4 millimeters, but they're very irregular. Some of them are slightly bigger and some smaller. Now the bead mix came with some silver ones as well. Here they are. I actually fished them out because I didn't want to use them in today's design, because I'm going to be using this pendant, and the pendant is gold. But if you have a silver pendant that you want to use, you could totally use the silver ones. Now that doesn't mean that you can't use them with this pendant either. It's all personal preference. I just think this mix is going to look better without the silver ones. Plus I'm going to be using this nylon cord, and as you can see the color is a very light tan color. The actual name of it is burley wood, and this nylon cord is 0.5 millimeters in diameter, so it's pretty thin. And of course we're also going to be using some jump rings and some clasps, but I'll bring those out later on. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to remove this pendant. I'm going to be using a very thin crochet hook. This one's 2 millimeters in diameter, and that's actually referring to the shaft. So the first thing we're going to do is to string on some beads, and I'm not going to remove my cord from the spool just yet. I'm going to keep it on the spool. To make things easy, I'm going to use a needle, and as you can see, I've attached a loop of file line to it. There's a little knot right there. I've used this method many times. I usually use it when I'm trying to string gemstone beads back onto a strand. And let me show you how it works. You simply slide your cord through the loop like this. So now all I have to do is slide the beads from the needle right onto the cord. And then you simply do this. Slides them right on very easily. So let me keep sliding these beads on. Okay, I have my beads on the cord, and I slid on about 110. I think that's probably going to be too much, to be quite honest. I'm always reluctant to tell you how many beads because the length is going to vary depending on the size of your crochet hook and the stitch as well. And by the way, for 0.5 millimeter cord, I do recommend this size hook. You don't want to use anything larger than this. Let me place a clip at this end so I don't lose the beads while I talk to you. As you can see, I still have it on the spool. I have not cut the cord yet. And another thing I have is this tray. I like to keep the spool on the tray because as I unwind it, it'll keep it close to me and it won't slide off my table. Trust me, that's happened to me before. So let's go over the math. It's really rather simple. Basically, it's the size of your wrist times the number of wraps. And in my case, I'm going to do 5 wraps. Now my wrists are actually 6.5 inches, maybe a little less, but I did my math based on a 6 3/4 inch wrist because I think I'm going to probably give this necklace away. So 6 3/4 times 5 is 33 3/4, but then you have to subtract about an inch for the jump rings, the clasp, and the clamshell covers. So 33 3/4 minus an inch is 32 3/4, and that's how you calculate it. It's very simple. And by the way, I have not cut the cord from the spool just yet. I'm going to keep it on there the whole time because obviously you're going to need a very long piece of cord, at least 12 feet. And if you were to cut it, it'd probably get all tangled up. So let me show you how easy this is. I'm going to allow myself 5 inches and I'm going to drape it over my finger like this. And now I'm going to slide my hook underneath like this. Give it one turn towards me like this. Go under the cord. Now this part is a little tricky. So what I like to do is to hold on to the cord with my fingernail like this. And then pull it through. Just like that. So now I'm going to do 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and slide my first bead down. Getting started is a little tricky, I'm not going to lie. So you want to slide it all the way down, go underneath the cord like this, pull on this end to tighten it, drape the other end over your index finger, and go through the loop. And that secures the bead in place. And now I'm going to do 2 more stitches. So 1 and 2. Just like that. I'm going to slide my next bead down, go underneath. I like my bead on this side of the crochet hook. And I'm going to go through the loop. That secures the bead in place, and then 2 more stitches. So 1 and 2. Now I have 2 beads on. Slide the next bead down, pull on the tail to tighten the loop, drape it over my index finger, go underneath, go through the loop, and 2 more stitches. 1, 2. So now I have 3 beads, and they're kind of alternating sides. That's what you want. You want that staggered look. So now let me slide the next bead down, go underneath, position that bead on that side, and go through the loop. And 2 more. 1 and 2. So now I have 4 beads. Let me do one more. Slide the next bead down, go underneath, pull it through, and do 2 more stitches. 1 and 2. So now I have 5 beads on. Very, very simple. Let me just slide these beads down a little bit. And the strand will straighten out the longer it gets. But you do want that little staggered effect. So anyway, another thing that might happen, if you're new, your tension may change. You may start out with very loose stitches and then end up with very tight ones. If that happens, you can always undo it, and it's very easy to undo. Let me show you. You simply pull the left side like this, and that undoes the work. And then of course you're going to have to put your crochet hook through that loop. So you want to pull that loop out a little bit and insert your hook back in like this. And now you're ready to go. So anyway, I'm going to keep going until I reach 33 inches or 32 3/4 to be precise. And then when I come back, I'll tell you how many beads I used. But again, it all depends on the tension that you use, the size of your crochet hook, and the size of your crochet stitches. All those factors can affect the length. If you use a crochet hook smaller than 2 millimeters, obviously your stitches are going to be smaller. And of course, if the crochet hook is larger, you'll end up with much looser and bigger stitches. So let me keep going off camera because I definitely don't want this video to be too long. And then when I come back, I'll show you how to finish off the ends and add the clasp and the pendant. So I'll see you in a few moments. I thought I would insert this little tip for those of you who are new, because sometimes I take things for granted without even realizing that other people may have some questions. But anyway, as you can see, I have the strand that's beaded draped over my finger facing me, and I have the other end around my index finger like this, which makes it a little bit easier to work with, and it keeps the tension the same. Because by doing this, you're actually maintaining some tension because you want that loop to be small like this. If you were to hang it over your hand like this, it wouldn't work out. So this is how you hold it, okay? Hopefully this will help you if you're new. Okay, I finished my strand, and I think I used about 90 beads. So that's a little bit less than I had estimated, but like I said, it's better to have more than less. I simply cut the cord and slid them off, the ones that I didn't need. So let me go ahead and tie off this end. I'm simply going to reach through, grab the cord, pull it through the loop, and tighten it up. I'm basically just making a knot. And that's all there is to it. So now we're going to attach some clamshell covers. Here I have 2 of them. And the best way to do this is to open them up a little bit. I highly recommend it to make things easy. And I'm also going to bend this piece of metal back. This is what's going to form the loop so you can attach your clasp. And now I'm going to go in from underneath, from the bottom of it. Let's see if I can get it through. There we go. Bring it down. You want it all the way down. And now I'm going to do a double knot. So I'm going to go through this loop twice because you want the knot to be nice and thick. Let me slide it down a little bit. I'm going to use my tweezers. I'm going to go in through the loop and grab the cord at the other end. And I'm actually pulling it because I want to take out all the slack. So I'm grabbing it and pulling it out. Just like that. Not sure if you guys can see that. And now I'm going to go ahead and pull the cord. And I'm going to slide the knot down. So it's inside that clamshell, as close as I can get it. So now it's in there, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and snip off the excess. And I'm going to melt that little tail down. Now you really don't need glue, but if you wanted to put a little dab of glue in there, you could to make it more secure, but I don't think you need it. So now let me close this clamshell. And now I'm going to grab this piece of metal with my round nose pliers and form a loop. And now we have a nice finished end. So let me do the same thing to the other side. Okay, both of my ends are done. And now we need to attach a clasp and the pendant. Here it is. I'm going to use some 4mm jump rings to attach it. Here's one of them. This one did not come in the Finding Starter kit. It's from my own collection. I'm going to slide the loop of the clamshell cover into the jump ring. And now the bar portion, or the ring portion, it really doesn't matter. Close it up. You want to make sure that it's closed really well because you don't want the loop of the clamshell cover to slide through the gap if there's a gap. Let me attach the ring portion now. I've already opened up a jump ring. And here I have the pendant. I've already slipped it into a 6mm jump ring, which came in the box. I'm going to slide the ring portion into it. These are actually very good jump rings. They're very thick and the cuts are very clean too. Let me just make sure it's closed well. That looks good. I'm going to wrap it around my wrist 5 times. Here it is. Isn't it cute? I love this charm. It's really, really pretty. And I like all the different colored beads too. Plus it fits really well. And of course you can wear it as a necklace doubled up. It's super cute as a necklace, it really is. And I think it would probably sit at the collarbone, but you can actually wear it different ways. You can have it drop lower and have the top part shorter, like a choker. So now let me get the other necklace. Here it is. This one measures 21 inches, so you could potentially wear it as a bracelet if you wanted to. But instead of 5 wraps, you would have 3 wraps. But anyway, I did attach a lobster clasp to this one. And I have 2 4mm jump rings, one here at this end and one here. And then I attached a 6mm jump ring from the box. It looks really nice, I think, in my opinion. I hope you like it as well. So now before I model everything, we're going to make a very quick pair of earrings. Let me get the materials for that. Here are the materials for the earrings. The ear wire hooks and the flat head pin came from the Finding Starter kit. And of course, so did the beads. At the top, I have a seed bead, the same ones that we used for the necklaces. Then we have a 6mm bead, an 8mm bead, and a 10mm bead. It's just a stacked design, very simple. So let me show you how quick and easy this is. I'm going to grab a pin with my flat nose pliers at the top of the bead like this, bend it. With my flush cutters, I'm going to snip off the excess, leaving about 3/8 of an inch or so. And now with my round nose pliers, I'm going to grab the end, making sure it's flush with my barrels, and form a loop. You want to make sure your loop is centered and closed. Let me open it up now. Slide my ear wire hook into it. And close it right back up. Very quick and easy. What did it take, 30 seconds? That's what's so nice about making your own jewelry. So now I'd like to arrange everything on my table so we can look at the whole ensemble. Well, here's everything. 2 pieces that can be worn as necklaces or bracelets. This is the longer one and it's doubled up, which I think looks really nice. And I made the shorter one into a 3-wrap bracelet. Of course, you could wear this one as a single strand necklace as well. And obviously this one can be worn as a 5-wrap bracelet. And then we have a pair of earrings to match, a very simple pair of earrings, but I think they coordinate well with the rest of the set. And the colors are definitely fall colors. But imagine making the same thing with spring or summer colored beads. It's definitely very versatile. And because the beads are tiny, except for these of course, these 2 pieces are actually kind of dainty. And I'm going to show you in just a few moments because I'm going to put them on for you. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Have a great day and I'll see you next time. Bye.